Welcome back, mathematicians. In this video, we are going to look at another property of functions, the average rate of change. So what we're trying to find is the average rate of change from some point on your graph to another point on your graph of a function. In order to do this, what we will find is the slope of the line containing these 2 points. So in order to find that, what we need is the x-coordinate. Now in this case, what I'm going to call this is x sub 1 since we don't have a specific value, and I'll call this x sub 2. That means the ordered pair for the first point will be x sub 1 comma f of x sub 1. And the second point, the ordered pair will be x sub 2 comma f of x sub 2. The f of x sub 2 notation is simply the output notation for a function. So the average rate of change, as I mentioned, is going to be the slope of this line, and that would be written in the form of f of x sub 2 minus f of x sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. It is essentially the same slope formula you are used to in terms of like y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. The only difference is instead of using the y variable in terms of equation notation, we are now using function notation. Also, one quick note, this line has a name and it is called the secant line. Now let's look at an example. Given the function below, find the average rate of change of the function f from -2 to +1. And let's identify what we are given. We are given x coordinates of -2 and +1. So what we need to find is f of -2, which is going to be equal to 3 times -2 quantity squared, minus 2 times -2 plus 3. And when we do our order of operations, we will get positive 19 as an output. We're going to do the same thing with positive 1, so it'll be f of 1 is equal to 3 times 1 squared minus 2 times 1 plus 3, which gives us an output of positive 4. So f of 1 is equal to 4, and f of -2 is equal to 19. We will now use the formula to find the average rate of change. And by the way, that triangle means change. So that would be f of -2 minus f of +1 over -2 minus 1. This gives us 19 minus 4 in the numerator and -2 minus 1 in the denominator. 19 minus 4 is positive 15. -2 minus 1 is -3 to give us a final answer of -5. So the average rate of change is -5. Now you might be asked to find the equation of the secant line that's containing these 2 points. So it's worthwhile to first note that -2 comma f of -2 is really just -2 comma 19. And that 1 comma f of 1 is really just 1 comma 4. And don't forget that the slope of the secant line will be -5 because what you are finding with the average rate of change is the slope of the secant line. I will use point slope form in order to find the equation of the secant line. That is y minus y sub 1 is equal to m, the slope of the line, times x minus x sub 1, where x sub 1 and y sub 1 is a point on the line. Now I really have the freedom of choice of whether to pick the -2 comma 19 or the 1 comma 4. I am going to pick 1 comma 4 as my point. So this will give me y minus 4 is equal to -5 times the quantity x minus 1. Now I'm going to convert this into slope-intercept form by first distributing -5. So that'll give me y minus 4 is equal to -5x plus 5. And then finally, I'm going to add 4 to both sides to give me a final answer of y is equal to -5x plus 9. So the equation for my secant line is going to be y equals -5x plus 9, and the average rate of change for my function f of x from -2 to +1 is going to be -5. All right, guys, good luck.